Hello everyone, and welcome to Mindful Catharsis. Today we will be discussing understanding connections. We will talk about interpersonal communication, nonverbal communication, and then we're going to meditate on how we can connect. One of the most important things to understand about communication is that it is a process of listening to someone. In order to communicate effectively with someone, you need to understand their connection to you. You also need to be able to listen to what they are saying. Listening to someone is not the same as hearing what they are saying. When you listen to someone, you are trying to understand what they are saying. You are also trying to understand how they are feeling. One of the best ways to understand how someone is feeling is to ask them how they are doing. This is called active listening. Active listening is a skill that can be learned. It is a skill that will help you communicate better with others. When you are actively listening to someone, you are trying to understand what they are saying and how they are feeling. You are also trying to understand their connection to you. Active listening is a skill that is used by many different types of people. It is a skill that is used by counselors, therapists, and social workers. It is a skill that is used by teachers, coaches, and parents. It is a skill that is used by managers, supervisors, and coworkers. It is a skill that is used by friends, family members, and strangers. Active listening is a skill that is used by everyone. It is a skill that is used in every type of communication. It is a skill that is used in every type of relationship. It is a skill that is used in every type of interaction. The ability to listen to others is the foundation of all successful communication. The ability to listen to others is the foundation of all successful relationships. The ability to listen to others is the foundation of all successful interactions. If you want to be a successful communicator, then you need to learn how to listen to others. If you want to be a successful relationship builder, then you need to learn how to listen to others. If you want to be a successful interactor, then you need to learn how to listen to others. So as you reflect on these things, I want you to take a deep breath in, exhale out. I want you to find a peaceful position, settle in, release the tension from your body, and prepare as we get ready for our 5-minute breathing. Interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication is communication that is done between two people. This can be done face to face, over the phone, or through text messages. When you have a one-on-one conversation with someone, you are engaging in interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication is an important part of our lives. We use this type of communication in our personal lives as well as in our professional lives. Many people feel that interpersonal communication is more important in our personal lives, but the truth is that we use it in both areas of our lives. When we communicate with others, we are trying to achieve a goal. We want to get our point across, and we want to do it in a way that the other person will understand. We also want to make sure that the other person hears what we are saying. Interpersonal communication is not always easy. There are many things that can get in the way of successful communication. These obstacles can make it difficult to achieve our goals. Some of the obstacles to successful communication include not paying attention to the other person, not listening to what the other person is saying, talking over the other person, interrupting the other person, not being clear about what we are trying to say, saying things that we do not mean, being too emotional, not being respectful of the other person. When we are communicating with others, we need to be aware of these obstacles. We need to make sure that we are not letting them get in the way of our communication. Interpersonal communication is a skill. Like any skill, it can be learned. There are many books and articles that have been written about interpersonal communication. There are also many courses that can be taken to learn this skill. The most important thing to remember is that interpersonal communication is a two-way process. It is not enough to just listen to the other person. We also need to make sure that we are communicating our own thoughts and feelings. Interpersonal communication is an important part of our lives. It is a skill that can be learned. By being aware of the obstacles to successful communication, we can make sure that we are able to achieve our goals. Nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication, or body language, is communication that occurs without words. It's one of the most important tools you have at your disposal. Although it's often difficult to control, it's something you need to learn to use in a positive way. It's important to note that although nonverbal communication occurs in the absence of spoken words, it's not necessarily silent. In fact, nonverbal communication can be quite loud. Consider a person who is trying to avoid eye contact with someone, or someone who uses a lot of hand gestures when speaking. Nonverbal cues like these can send a message that's just as loud as words. Types of nonverbal communication. body language, proxemics, paralanguage. Body language is a term given to all the nonverbal cues that we use to communicate. This can include cues like the way we stand, sit, or move our bodies. It can also include our facial expressions, eye contact, and the way we use our hands. When we use body language, we're usually trying to send a message without using words. For example, someone who stands with their arms crossed might be trying to show that they're not interested in what you're saying. Or someone who avoids eye contact might be trying to show that they're not comfortable with you. Proxemics is a study of the way we use space to communicate. It's the way we use our bodies to create personal space around us. For example, when we stand close to someone, we're usually trying to show that we're interested in them. When we stand far away from someone, we're usually trying to show that we're not interested in them. Paralanguage is the way we use our voices to communicate. It includes things like the tone of our voice, the volume of our voice, and the way we speak. For example, when we speak in a soft voice, we're usually trying to show that we're not interested in what the other person is saying. When we speak in a loud voice, we're usually trying to show that we're angry or upset. Why is nonverbal communication important? Nonverbal communication is important because it's often more accurate than verbal communication. That's because nonverbal communication is more honest. When we use verbal communication, we can often say one thing but mean another. For example, we might say I'm fine when we're actually feeling upset, but our body language will often give us away. That's why it's important to pay attention to both the words someone is saying and the nonverbal cues they're giving off. That way you can get a more accurate picture of what they're really trying to say. How to improve your nonverbal communication? If you want to improve your nonverbal communication, there are a few things you can do. Pay attention to your own nonverbal cues. What you are saying with your body language. Are you sending the message you want to send? Pay attention to the nonverbal cues of others. What are they saying with their body language? What message are they trying to communicate? Practice using positive body language. Smile, make eye contact, and use open body language. Avoid using negative body language. Don't cross your arms, roll your eyes, or use other negative cues. Our meditation practice. I want you to take another deep breath in and exhale out. I want you to find that peaceful position again. Release the tension in your body. I want you to clear your mind of all the noise and negativity, of all the stressors of the day, not thinking about anything that came before this moment or will come after this moment. And when you're ready, I want you to close your eyes. with your eyes closed, and as you continue breathing, I want you to focus on your mind with how we connect with people. And I want you to visualize the setting that I'm going to walk you through so you can understand the connections that you have. You are sitting in your living room with a friend. It is a beautiful day and you are enjoying a cup of coffee or tea. Your conversation is flowing easily because you know each other well and have a lot in common. The topic of your conversation may range from mutual friends to the latest news. You are enjoying each other's company and you feel a strong connection with your friend. What is it that makes you feel connected to your friend? Is it the fact that you share the same taste in movies? Is it that you have a lot of the same friends? Is it because you have gone through some of the same life experiences? All of these factors can contribute to the feeling of connection that you have with your friend. However, the most important factor is that you have developed a relationship with this person. A relationship is a connection between two people that is based on trust, mutual respect, and communication. In order to develop a strong relationship with someone, you need to be able to communicate effectively with that person. Communication is the exchange of ideas, thoughts, and feelings between two or more people. It is the process of sharing information. In order to communicate effectively, you need to be able to understand the other person's point of view. You also need to be able to express your own point of view in a way that the other person can understand. The ability to communicate effectively is the key to developing strong relationships with others. When you can communicate effectively, you will be able to build trust and respect. These two factors are essential for any relationship. The ability to communicate effectively is also the key to success in any area of your life. When you can communicate effectively, you will be able to achieve your goals. You will be able to get the results that you want. The ability to communicate effectively is a skill that can be learned. It is not something that you are born with. However, it is something that you can develop over time. If you want to develop the ability to communicate effectively, there are a few things that you can do. First, you need to learn to listen. It is important to listen to the other person. Try to understand their point of view. Second, you need to learn to express yourself clearly. When you are communicating with someone, it is important to be clear about what you are trying to say. You need to use words that the other person will understand. Third, you need to learn to be patient. Communication is a process. It takes time to develop a rapport with someone. Don't expect the other person to understand everything that you are trying to say right away. Fourth, you need to learn to be flexible. There will be times when the other person does not understand what you are trying to say. When this happens, you need to be able to explain yourself in a different way. Fifth, you need to learn to be assertive. When you are communicating with someone, You need to be able to express your own needs and wants. You need to be able to stand up for yourself. Remember, the ability to communicate effectively is a skill that can be learned. If you want to develop this skill, you need to be willing to put in the time and effort. You also need to be patient and flexible. As you reflect on these things, I want you to take another deep breath in and exhale out. When you are ready, slowly open your eyes. I want to thank you for gracing me with your presence. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste, blessings, and love.